section, dance as an evolving practice. So this one's kind of piggybacking off of the last video, talking about how dance really evolves through individual experimentation. So, especially with modern dance is going to be the focus. Dance is pushed forward by individuals experimenting, choreographing, creating new things, really building off of their personal experiences, using their own toolboxes that they've built, and creating something new. So, choreographing and choreographers, they work from highly personable experiences, and they're constantly stealing from each other all the time. So, I kind of like to say that you are what you eat, but you dance how you've lived. So, this type of individual nuance creates new dancing practices and techniques. So when we think of Martha Graham, for instance, like she was dancing by herself. She created that technique because she learned the modern technique from the Dennis Shawn school, but then she created something new. She created something individual because of her personal experiences and what she wanted to convey in the audiences, what she wanted to dance, what she found interesting, and that's what created the Graham technique. So also choreographers like Balanchine, they were unique in their processes, but they were using the toolboxes that they had learned from like previous experiences and technical training, and then they created something new about it. So learn from them and be weird, be experimental. Push forward with things that you find interesting, regardless of whether or not they're the norm of your studio, whether or not they're against the technical training that you've learned. This is where dance grows. This is where artistry kind of thrives. So get out there, be weird, be experimental, have fun, and don't do things that you don't find interesting, because that's going to hold back yourself, hold back your own experiences, and kind of in general, if everybody does that, the dance world's not gonna like grow at all. So, all that being said, the hot topic that I kind of see emerging that I'm interested in watching how it's gonna grow, and I think that it's gonna hopefully or probably become more popular, maybe some type of future of dance, is immersive interactive theater and performance, where we're bringing the audience into the space and kind of working with them instead of just a stage and an audience. The audience becomes part of the piece. So various artists like Stephanie Batten Bland, she runs an immersive theater summer intensive for young dancers to kind of learn this new type of thing. She also runs her own company, SBB, and their work is highly experimental, really interesting, and there's a lot of different details in every performance that they do, and they're working immersively. So they're working collaboratively to create the piece, then they're working with the audience to create the final performance and the final work. Another one is an Australian company, Chunky Move. I again haven't heard of them before researching this, but they are very different, right? So they are run by Anouk van Dyke. I believe I'm pronouncing that semi-correct. And she created a new technique called counter technique. Again, this is from experimentation, from developing her own personal work. But counter technique utilizes spirals and momentum instead of trying to work on like muscles and kind of roughing through it. So momentum instead of muscles, and it creates this really fluid type of movement that's really interesting to watch. And yeah, I think that's amazing. So they're adding high levels of connectivity with the audience, which is really kind of bridging, it's very different from what we've seen previously. And I truly believe that this is where the future of dance is headed. I think we're going to see a lot more of this in years to come. And yeah, another aspect of dance, as it kind of evolves and becomes more accepted in the public, it becomes more widely known, widely appreciated, is the research and experimentation that is being done in healthcare settings and healthcare practices. I was in a class that worked with artists in healthcare, and I really got to see up close how music, art, dance, they're being used in the healthcare practices and the sciences to create new ways of treating ailments and all types of things. So dance is involved in treatment currently for like trauma responses. There's dance for Parkinson's. Dance is being used to treat and help people with dementia and cognitive decline, physical therapy, etc. And I think a lot of this is because dance utilizes so much of the body and the brain at the same time. You're thinking about what you're doing, you're thinking about themes of knowledge that you may be expressing through dance, and you're also moving your body. So there's the element of physical fitness and the coordination of the mind and body. So this is really helping people with the cognitive decline and different ailments kind of get back in their bodies and improve quality of life. So I think this is going to be a very interesting field that is going to grow in the future. I don't see that it's going to decline. I think it's only going to grow because it is producing very, very successful results. And I'm really excited to see how it's being incorporated into these different types of things. So, kind of in conclusion, this type of dance and like moving dance forward, again, it's really from these individual experimentations and having ideas to grow and become new. So, whether or not it's immersive theater, whether or not it's choreography, whether or not it's in the STEM fields, it's becoming new and it's becoming something different and really following through with all the ideas. So, dance is going to evolve in these various ways, and I'm really excited to see.